But, Alastair, what do you know of no-fault evictions? What does it mean?
Well, basically, we've had a system in place since the 1980s which reflected a private rented sector which was designed to be flexible, designed to be short-term. Since that time, it's more than doubled in size. We've seen affordability of ownership getting out of reach for far too many people. So people have been left stranded in the private rented sector with rights designed around a system that no longer exists. So what is currently the case is a landlord can evict their tenants for no reason whatsoever, hugely disrupting their lives, disrupting the schooling of children, ending any sense of day-to-day certainty for these people. And we know that one slaps down every 7 minutes on the doorstep that families learn that they are being evicted through no fault of their own. So that's been in place for far too long. It doesn't reflect what's needed. It doesn't reflect the balance that's needed between tenants and their landlords. So it's good news the government's committed to get rid of it. We just need to crack on.
Yeah, but you say that. So I've been a landlord myself for over 20 years. I know I don't look old enough. Thank you very much. I saw your lips moving. You never said that, but never mind. You meant to say that, didn't you?
I was on the tip of my tongue.
It was on the tip of your tongue. But if I want my tenants to leave, I want my tenants to leave. Why should I have a situation where I can't just decide that I don't want these tenants in my property anymore?
Yeah, and that's what will be the case. If a good landlord who wants to take back their property will have the means to do so. This isn't about ending any eviction for any reason at any point. It's to get rid of the idea that, frankly, the ones that let good landlords down by acting with a revenge over a complaint that's been made, a fix that needed doing. They think, I'm just going to get rid of that tenant now. Or just very eccentric things that we see in horrific cases in our services around the country. Cases I've heard of about in Bournemouth, where a landlord just decides he doesn't much fancy having those tenants there anymore. There's no particular reason. But it's his house.
But it's his house. Look, if you're in my house and I decide I don't want you in my house, I don't need to give you a reason. I'll be like, it's Slingy Hook, I don't want you in here anymore. I don't... Why should... I'm just, you know... I know how difficult, how clever the system is. So you're talking in a way as if, you know, most landlords are actually very good people, and lots of them are accidental landlords. So they bought one house and they bought another one. That's how it worked with me. I didn't mean to end up acquiring an empire. No, I haven't got one, really. But, you know, most people are that way. So if you then decide that if the tenants can leave your property in a state... I've had people leave the house with cockroaches in it. I've had people run off and not pay the rent. Thankfully, I had rent protection. I've had everything happen. I've had people completely destroy the entire house, pretty much. You know, and I, as a landlord, have had to bear the brunt of a lot of it, although there have been help. And landlords get stuck with tenants who are stuck in their home, especially over the pandemic, who didn't pay. It's almost as though you think, this sounds like... It doesn't sound great. I mean, what's your view on that?
Well, first of all, don't worry. What this is about is giving landlords a tool to be professionals. All those cases you talked about will still be able to get evictions for arrears, antisocial behaviour, for extreme damage, etc. You don't have to worry about that. What this is about is, while it may be your property, it's people's home, and people have great uncertainty living in that home, and then it's not like... Almost half of rental tenants have no savings at all, so it's not like these people are on the tip of ownership.
Well, a lot of people who own a house haven't got any savings either. I mean, you know, that's not dissimilar to most people who own a house.
And at least they have the asset of the home that they can sell, and that's considerable. These people who are renting...
You might be in negative equity. I mean, it's not all... I mean, you know, it's not all... you know, roses.
No, it's not simple, but what is the reality for people facing the situation where they suddenly find that they're being evicted through no reason of their own is much greater disruption to their children, to their lives. They have to find a new home. The property prices, inflation, renting has never cost more. We're facing a huge challenge here. So this gives some of the balancing acts to make it a bit of a fairer system. But I agree, in the long term, what we need is secure housing for everyone, secure and affordable housing. So that's why this needs to go alongside a new era of investing in new social housing.